Thank you, thank you. We are really excited for the next 45 minutes. And I hope you've enjoyed the talks today. I think they were great to hear from niche enthusiasts, from B2B, from consumer, from the entire ecosystem that is the media industry. So it's great to have everyone in the room and hear the different ways people are thinking about audience data. So as I mentioned this morning, we're taking a little bit different approach this year because one, we got some feedback from folks that they'd like to see a lot of the things we are launching and doing at Omeda, and then have some time to play with those tools as well. So we're gonna spend the next few minutes here walking you through some of our new products, the ways we've been thinking about audience data and how to activate it, as well as some things, some vision and some innovation that we're excited about. And then tomorrow, in the morning at 10:30, in the breakout rooms, you'll be able to do deep dives in all these products, which is gonna be great. So you're gonna have an hour and a half for all these things we're showing you today to ask questions of our product team and really get into it from there. So first, as we go forward here, there we go. Is that right up there? Everyone can see that? Okay, great, awesome. You can never know with AV stuff over here. So I do want to kind of call back a little bit from this morning. This was one of the slides from the State of Audience report that I spoke about this morning. And I think two things stand out to me, or actually all three things stand out to me here. First of all is that 85% of you people say that, yeah, great, it's a competitive advantage. But only 9% say you're actually using that data effectively. And 2/3 of respondents are saying that using it for personalization and innovation is hard, right? You're not using it the way that we, and all of us, I think we can use it, and the way you can sort of activate that first-party data that we sit on from here. Part of that reason, and sorry for going back over here, there we go. Part of that reason is we have, in a lot of ways, and I'm calling back some slides from last year, we made sort of analytics and insights a science experiment. They're kind of out of the lab, they're in a corner, they're great data silos, but we can't bring it back to the workflow, right? And you guys have heard me say that over the last few years. In my opinion, it's workflow, workflow, workflow. It is great to have data, it's great to create awesome data warehouses and connect these systems together, but if you can't activate it, if you can't send the damn email, if you can't do the pop-up against the analysis, then it doesn't really help you work faster and work smarter. So to take some steps back, and this has been, for those of you that have been attending OX over the years, you have seen this evolution of our platform. One of the things we did a few years ago is we sort of had to start separating our back end from our front end. This is added some infrastructure to our product where the Omeda UI was starting to be separated out from the back end to allow us to be a little bit more flexible on how we manage and access data from other places here. And here we go, there we go. So what that allowed us to do is to create sort of multiple databases, multiple access points within our platform. So we've talked about this last year as well. It's your data, it's the data that you might be connected to already, it's also their data. So if you want to connect third-party platforms, things along those lines to the system. From a pure architectural standpoint, what we think about here is audience analysis and audience activation. Those two things are on the two sort of different sides of the coin, and a lot of times what we do here is we create an analysis bucket, but it's not connected to the activation bucket. And really, where we see the benefit here is when those two things come together. You have marketing and audience operations combined together with the intelligence and the analysis to really drive and really build that interactions where the insights, the AI is actually driving the experience the marketer is having within the platforms here and really creating that end-to-end workflow. So today, we're gonna talk about what I like to call sort of the 3 A's here. Audience data around acquisition, analysis, and activation. And we're gonna talk about first product that we have launched here already is what we call the secure data share with Snowflake. So one of the first things we've done as part of our infrastructure improvement and allowing this data to be connected to multiple systems is, one, have built the secure data share with Snowflake. This is a foundational piece of our platform. I believe almost everyone in this room's data is now replicated in the Snowflake ecosystem. And we can talk to your CSMs. We can have deeper conversations with that tomorrow about how to access that and the things you need to do with that data as well. And now I'd like to bring up Alyssa Sands, our product director, who's going to go through some of the new AI and acquisition tools that we're launching here today at OX.
You keep that.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this. Oh, there we go. Not too
Fast.
far. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone, and thank you, James. Since we were all together here last year, we've been working to deliver 2 powerful new integrations, both designed to drive engagement, increase conversions, and acquire more actionable data for smarter segmentation and targeting. So the first is our new Shopify integration, which allows you to connect your Shopify storefronts, orders, and product info directly into Omeda in real time. This makes it simple to see your commerce behaviors alongside your content engagement, enriching your audience profiles with product purchase data, and use that data to drive more targeted and relevant marketing campaigns. With the Shopify data flowing directly into Omeda, you get a full 360-degree view of your audience, combining what they buy with what they engage with, all in that one unified profile. So the second is our direct integration with our partners at CredSpark, our partners and friends at CredSpark, giving us an easy and seamless way to create interactive experiences directly inside the Omeda platform, with no mapping and webhooks required. This expands your form capabilities with fast, intuitive creation of quizzes, polls, and surveys that can be embedded on your web pages or in pop-up modals on your sites, helping you to capture those richer audience insights without adding friction to that user experience. So I'm going to try a sort of live-ish demo. And we'll take a look at CredSpark in action inside the Omeda platform. So here I am. I'm going to click play here. All right, and my mouse is moving, cool. So we now have, under Acquire in the Forms section, 2 options here. Form Builder, which is great for your traditional form experiences, things like subscriptions, payments, and website registrations, as well as now the new interactions powered by CredSpark, which includes things like quizzes, polls, surveys, lead gen forms, and other quick forms that you can build. So I'm going to pop into the integration screen. And so today, I'm going to walk through an interactive quiz. I'm going to create an interactive quiz that engages my audience and drives conversions. So in this example, I'm going to use a quiz that complements an article I have on my page. I'm going to try pausing again. That helps marketers to A/B test, right? They're learning about A/B testing on my article. So I want my quiz to engage my readers via an on-site pop-up that prompts them to subscribe to my newsletter, to see the results, and in the process, converting them from an anonymous page visitor to a known audience member. So here, I'm on a quiz that I started earlier, which features a single question designed to kind of gamify the experience and engage visitors around the content that they just read. So I have my quiz question. I can see the correct answers indicated in green here. And right below that, I can see I have a newsletter opt-in right below. What's really great about this integration is that I have my Omeda questions, my Omeda content library available. The context, demographics, newsletters, deployments, and behaviors are all just connected for me. So I've just added an email question. I can tweak it to make it the answer required and make it require a valid email address. And then I'm done, right? I can just publish this and then embed it directly into a personalization in CDP. So I'm going to click Publish and navigate over to our CDP page, and then I'm going to create a personalization. So here we go. I'll click New, and in my personalization screen, I'll give it a quick name about my A/B testing page. I'll move through and select the targeted audience. In this case, I'm going to target anonymous page visitors. And then in the message content section, I can quickly just select the interaction I just created, right? So I'm going to click Interactions here and search for the interaction name and select. And there we go. I've embedded the page. I don't have to do any Olytics, move any Olytics code around, copy paste any code. I can tweak a few things about how the page about how the modal appears, right? I made my corners rounded. I made it appear on the bottom right. And then I can show it live on my page, right? So here's my article about A/B testing. In a second here, my modal's gonna pop up. And there it is, beautiful, right? I have some branding here. I'm gonna select the right answer, click next. And then, because I really wanna see how I did, I'm kinda like that, I'm gonna put in my email address, and voila, I've got 100%, which is really good. I can see how I stacked up against my peers, which was all me, and we all got 100%, so there we go. Very easy, and now we've made that, let me just skip ahead here. But what's really great about this is all of this data is now in Omeda, right? The activation got me right to where I needed to go with my data.
With that, we're really excited with the partnership that Lev and Casey and the team. So Lev, you can stand up for me real fast. We like to give him a round of applause. Obviously, we've been working with the CredSparks team for many years, and now to have that completely embedded within our platform, allowing those interactions, that quizzes, the polls, all those really rich ways to interact with your audience in real time, to get them to provide you more information, gamify these types of things on your page. We're really excited for this. It's seamless. It all flows in the platform. So thank you, Lev and team, for working with us on this from there.
Yes, thank you.
So with that now, all that great data comes in. We have some great new ways to bring data into the platform. Now we want to kind of learn a bit more about how to organize that.
Yep.
So Alyssa, please take it from here.
Yeah, so to truly create those personalized experiences across email, web, and other channels, we also need to understand our content with the same level of intelligence. And that's where our new product, which I'm really excited about, AI-powered content tagging comes in. This new product uses Snowflake's large language models to automatically analyze and tag our web and our email content, helping you to classify and score your content, identify the key themes, topics, and the audience fit, and then unlock smarter segmentation and more relevant personalization options via email and web channels. So this takes the legwork out of content personalization and makes it easier to create smarter, effective experiences at scale. So I'm gonna try again with another demo. Alrighty, so like I mentioned, content tagging is done by Omeda on both my web pages and my email content. So I'm gonna go into my AI-powered web tagging section here, and I can see all of the pages that the content tagging engine has scanned. And I'm gonna click into the page we targeted earlier with our CredSpark interaction, and I can view my tags. All right, so I have a variety of different structured views of my content. The tags that Omeda is applying include a handful of different categories, including the context, so the situational or background relevance of the content, the tone of the content, whether it's emotional or stylistic, the customer journey, so mapping the content to a stage in the customer life cycle, awareness, decision, things like that. The objective, the goal of the content, the IAB taxonomy, so categorizing the content using that IAB standard, industry and job title, so what kind of industries and job title is that content targeting? Products or services, if there's any products or services mentioned in the content, we're gonna highlight that. Keywords, sentiment score, as well as a brief summary of the content itself. All right. So here's our web page scanned. I'm gonna jump over to Email Builder, where I have a deployment set up. On the email side, tagging is gonna work in real time. So as soon as your team builds or edits a campaign, those tags are generated instantly. So here I'm gonna pop into my message content section, and I can quickly show my email here. Again, this is just an email drawing us back to that same page we looked at earlier. And then when I scan down, I have an AI-powered tagging complete here, which is gonna look familiar, similar to what we just looked at. What I can also add in here is some more feedback if one of these tags isn't quite right. So I'm gonna scroll up, there's an industry here, data processing and hosting. That doesn't really fit my content. I can deselect it and share feedback. I can say that it's not relevant or suggest a tag that may be more relevant, right? So the LLM can learn from me and make better suggestions in the future. So we have tagged email content, tagged web content. What about the audience? So we'll move into Audience Builder, where now I can see all of my tags, right, in this AI-powered tags folder, broken up by email and web tags. And all of this is going to be applied to the audience based on their engagement and affinity with those tags. So I have my context folder open here, and I can select a few engagement and affinity levels with a particular tag. So I'm going to search for all of mine here and select educational. In this case, my article was educational. Maybe I want to find out who to target next time. And search, and I have 127 people in my audience. And then I can see all of the other tags here, can narrow in on the IAB taxonomy. Maybe I want to now search for people who like marketing content, so are strongly engaged or have a strong affinity for that content, search for it and find it. Just to kind of level in there, engagement is going to be their recent behaviors, and affinity is going to be their behaviors over a longer period of time with that kind of content. Anything I missed, James?
No, I think what's exciting about this now is we all love our editors, right? They're great, but they don't necessarily always tag things the way that you want them to. And sometimes the tagging, it's the old classic example, if you have a story and it's about Washington, D.C., President Washington, or Washington State, the context matters, right? And this will allow to create, with AI, to bring out some of the context clues in the tagging of both web and email directly attached back to your audience. To think about this now from a monetization standpoint, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, but imagine now you can start to sell certain AI tags to your advertisers. We saw some benefits of that today for some of the use cases today, as well as potential other newsletters or things you're not seeing in the data because we haven't tagged it appropriately and we don't see the human interaction with that content, again, in context of what they're interacting with. So we'll talk about this a little bit more, but we're really excited these two products. So thank you, Alyssa, very much for these. Next up, I'd like to bring up our VP of Technology, Tracy Rivas. We're going to walk through now. We talked about a little bit about the acquisition side. Now we need to get a little bit more into the analysis side from here. So Tracy, please take it away.
Yes, let's do it.
She doesn't like Macs, so
No.
I know. There we go.
Macs are the worst.
There we go.
Last year, we tested a concept, an idea we believe would change the way our clients engage with their data. We just didn't want to surface raw numbers. We wanted to bring clarity, context, and actionability to the forefront. This concept was the foundation to become something much bigger. And today, I'm incredibly excited to officially introduce you to our newest product, Audience Insights. Audience Insights gives you a powerful visual way to explore key data points across your database. And it's not just about seeing the data, it's about understanding it, acting on it, and making smarter decisions faster. Now let me show you just a few of the features that make Audience Insights such a game changer. Oh, there we go. All right. With Audience Insights, we've taken the initial hard work out of it for you by creating a set of visualizations that will be available out of the box. At launch, we'll have insight views for email engagement, email performance, AI tagging, web tracking, and subscription, with many more being built as we speak. These essential views focus on key areas of data and bring the most important data to the forefront, allowing you to focus on the data that matters most by applying flexible, multi-layered filters across these views with ease. To make this even more convenient, you can create and name saved views to quickly return to the exact filters with the insights that you need at any time. With Audience Insights, staying ahead of the curve is easier than ever. You can set up custom alerts based on the performance thresholds that matter to you, whether that be your own KPIs or Omeda's Q1 benchmarks. That means you'll be notified the moment a critical metric crosses a line so you can respond in real time without any delay. Need a visualization for a weekly presentation? No problem. You can schedule exports to be delivered automatically to either your inbox or your teammates, making sure that everybody is working on the same data at the same time without any extra effort. But what if you need more than just data? What if you need clarity? That's where our AI-powered explanations come in. With just one click, you can access a natural language summary that explains the visualization, the trends, and the outliers in your charts. Whether it's a sudden spike in web behavior or a dip in email engagement, AI helps uncover the why behind the numbers. So you don't have to spend the time hunting through rows of data, crafting your own explanations from scratch. This makes it much easier to bring the stakeholders into the conversation, even those who aren't deep in the data every day. When you're ready to go beyond viewing and into building, you can create your own workspace. You can start with a blank canvas, or you can use the familiar Save As to build an existing one. You can drag in visualizations, apply filters, and write narrative commentary, and completely customize the layout and just to fit your needs. Want to match the brand colors? Easy. Want to highlight a specific insight? Just drop in a note. Once it's all set, you're just one click away from sharing it with your team or your stakeholders. No extra tools needed. Kind of running a little slower. We'll watch it for a minute maybe.
One of the key things here as well is you'll notice in this video is the Omeda benchmark data. So part of what we are deploying as part of the standard insights is our Omeda Q1 benchmark data. It will be part of your data as well. So in real time, you can see how you're trending against the overall industry with either a specific deployment type or a specific part, a specific email deployment type or group of deployment types as well within the platform.
And finally, Audience Insights isn't just a visualization tool, it's an activation engine. Move from discovery to action in just a few clicks. Select any of the data points from the chart and instantly build a segment that's ready to use across the entire, it's not playing right, across the entire Omeda platform, whether you're launching an email, triggering a text, or powering a marketing automation journey.
So all that data, all those great insights you just created, those dashboards, the things you're using, can go right into Audience Builder for activation off of that as well.
All right.
Is that it? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So to take a step back here for a second, and that clicker's not working, so I'm going to stand over here if you don't mind. The way we've been thinking about this from the beginning is acquisition, analysis, and activation, right? And so through our partnership with CredSpark and the Embed, we have the acquisition, our Shopify integration as well. We have our AI content tagging and web and email tagging all put into the system. We have the Audience Insights tool that you just saw. We have a secure Snowflake secure data share, all connected to the activation channels within Omeda. And I'm proud to say this is all launching on June 12th. So I want to thank the team, the hard work on this. We will be in touch with obviously the various pricing options for these products. We put a lot of effort into it, so we're excited to show you how they dig into them. Tomorrow, obviously, you will be able to dig into these platforms in more time. Obviously, we wanted to show a sneak peek tonight. If you see us today at the aquarium or tonight at the aquarium, please bring us ask questions. But tomorrow in the breakout sessions, we'll really dig into these with all the experts from the CredSpark team, our interactions team, as well as the tagging and analysis. So one thing I wanted to show, and this is a bit of a prototype, because I wanted to start to bring in some vision of where we're headed with this. And I think for many of you who I've spoken to and talked about, start to imagine here a platform that just doesn't show data, but it actually understands it. Surfacing hidden patterns, sort of suggesting who and when and how to engage, proactively maybe suggesting audience segments, things along those lines from here. Ask questions in plain English about your audience behavior, works like a knowledgeable team member, knows about your audience and what might be of interest, and perhaps recommends targeted strategies based on certain strategies or ideas you're giving it. What I'd like to show today is what we are calling Omeda Sidekick. Omeda Sidekick is a prototype. This is, and I want to thank the team from North Star Travel for allowing us to use some of their data to demo this product. I want to be very clear, this is a prototype. We are looking to launch this over the next year and change. We need to look more into it, but it is working. And again, I really want to thank the North Star team for allowing us to do this. What we think about here is data access into data intelligence. What we're building is the next evolution of audience intelligence powered by Gen AI. As I said at the beginning of this, you can't go to a conference and not talk about AI these days, so guess what? We're talking about it. What this is, and I'm going to show a quick demo here. Again, this is the beginnings of this, but it is real live data, and so it is real, it is working, and this is some of the foundational things we're doing. But imagine now you log into Sidekick, and you ask it, how many CEOs do I have in my audience? It runs, it says, great, I'm going to come back to you and say, might take a second, awesome. I've got 22,000 CEOs in my audience. I want to dig a little deeper. What topics might they be interested in? Well, I'm going to ask it. I ask Sidekick, tell me what topics you might be interested in that these CEOs might be interested in most, because guess what you just saw? The AI tagging, the things that we've added to the background here to start to level and surface up this data. So in here, CEOs in the audience, strongest interest, airlines, artificial intelligence, followed by general travel, cruise-related content based on both engagement and volume. We can view the details, we can see the tags and the corresponding relation to those tags as well as here. You'll see Viking Cruises, Virgin Voyages. Now I'm going to say, you know what? That's great. What new newsletter could I create from this? I've got the audience, I've got the tags. Is there a new newsletter that I could launch? Or maybe even a new event? Something that's driving this. So based on Sidekick's response, here's 3 newsletter suggestions. Business travel innovation, AI in business, luxury travel. You know what? Luxury travel sounds interesting for CEOs. Sidekick, can you write me the first headline and the first paragraph of that newsletter? Yes, I can. This is where we start to bring, and I've been saying this for the last few years for those that have been at this conference, this is when we start to bring the audience and the activations and the insights. Because all your data lives in one platform, we are helping you drive to these types of solutions. So right here, we drafted a subject line, AI transforms business travel, what every CEO should know, and some content to this newsletter as well. Now, to take this a step further, imagine there's a button that says send to Odyssey, sends to email, sends to pop-up. Using our APIs, the audience and the content's already there, and within, the last 5 minutes, we found an audience, we found new content, and we just launched a new product for you. Again, this could be an event, it could be a newsletter, it could be pricing. We're going to continue to innovate this over the next 12 months. And next year, I hope to stand up here and launch this product with you from that. I hope everyone thinks that's great. I'm happy to answer questions on this today, but that's where we're headed with the products we're launching on June 12th, and then coming after this over the next 12 months from there. So thank you. We will be showing a webinar on all the new products hosted by Alyssa and Nicole on June 17th. So please sign up for this webinar. We'll do a deep dive on all the new products that are launching from there. And with that, I also want to have you guys next door, Sullivan A, B, and C. We will hear from webinar.net, Netline, and iProduction, deep dives on those products. And of course, just down the street, we will all be getting on the buses for our penguins and our sharks and lizards and whatever else might be around there at 4:45 to 5. Again, please get on the buses. We're not, the traffic, as I mentioned, with our friend Beyonce tonight. Thank you so much. I hope this was exciting. I hope you learned a lot today. I hope you saw what we're headed, what we're thinking about. Would love to talk about it tonight at the aquarium. And tomorrow we have more to show you on the products we've launched, as well as some privacy updates, and get to play with the products. So thank you so much, everyone. See you at the aquarium.